In the age of digital photography, one may wonder why people still choose analog processes again and again over something instantaneous. These craftsmen share their trades and explain why analog is still very much alive in a digital world. As far back as the 1860s, images were exposed onto sheets of metal and glass rather than paper. Many tintypes and ambrotypes, as they're called, still survive today and have proved to be some of the most resilient images ever captured. Frank Lopez is an artist who still works with these antique processes.
I'm a visual artist, photographer. I've been working with alternative processes since 1989. Learning how to do platinum, palladium, gum bichromate, cyanotype. I discovered working with Tintypes, and I began to explore the process, how to make my own equipment, how to adjust my materials in my darkroom to make an actual tintype. The tintype specifically was the Polaroid of the 19th century. It was immediate, it was fact, it was right there a document of a person. It's an indelible impression upon you, watching the tintype or the ambrotype change colors and emerge out of this blue, little mess on a plate. That's a really cool thing, and you don't get that with digital. You don't get that aha, incredible moment. Late 2007 was when I first started exploring in Asia. I would photograph street culture and would perform street photography with a pinhole camera. This is my zero image 6x12 centimeter pinhole camera, and this is the one that I travel with almost exclusively. When I'm in a foreign country, I am typically using hand gestures, but the magic words are camera obscura. And if I can say camera obscura in that particular language, it is immediately understood what it is. I like the handcrafted image because it is more spiritual, it's more meditative, it is something that is physical, and it's something that is more complex to enjoy. But to see it physically, in a way, that's magic in a physical world. That's not zeros and ones.
Some forms of photography don't even require a camera. With UV-sensitive material and light from the sun, one can create a form of imagery known as a cyanotype. Shamsi Rumi is an artist working in the medium.
I've been doing art pretty much all my life. Nature is my biggest inspiration. I'm often drawn to the overlooked, unusual things, textures, stuff like that. And I utilize different mediums to help kind of translate what I'm feeling or how I'm inspired by a particular specimen. I love cyanotypes because they echo like a photograph, but whisper like a memory. People sometimes assume that my work is digital because it is so precise and detailed. So when I tell them that I've done it by hand or it's done in an analog process, I feel like they're kind of mystified by that. It almost looks like an X-ray, something sort of scientific, very detailed and intricate. Cyanotypes are a photographic process where you're covering a substrate, wood, paper, with a photosensitive material, and then you layer it with a 3D object or a photonegative, and then take it and expose it into UV light. And then after that, you take it and you rinse it off and give it a water bath, and so all the chemicals that have not been exposed wash out, and the oxidizing process starts, and that's why you'll get that Prussian blue, that distinct blue color from cyanotypes. The reason why I like working with my hands or a tactile way versus something digitally or made by the computer is because I love the irregularities, and I feel like the viewer relishes finding those little hiccups within the piece. And it kind of shows a little heart of the artist as well.
Analog photography is the only form of imaging that is proven to stand the test of time. Digital photography isn't quite old enough for us to know if it'll last. People have been using photography to preserve memories now for about 200 years. Photographique is a company that is committed to helping those fading memories last with their professional photo restoration.
My name is Paul Black. The business is Photographique. We do old stuff, analog. We do digital too, but you know, it's not as much fun. And it suddenly became easy to make digital pictures. People stopped making prints. The print industry sort of died. I mean, stores closed all across the nation. We kept going because we were doing photo restoration. We were taking people's old treasures and making them so they could see them again. Nothing magical about it. It's just you have to basically redraw them. And, you know, we're good at that.
Cassandra Black, and I do photographic restoration at Photographique. Anything from like copies of old photographs that people have copied on their Xerox machine to things they've been carrying around in their wallet for 60 years that they've laminated and it's just destroyed. And they're like, can you do something with this? And, or just family photographs. Just great things that they bring us. There's a lot of different ways to copy something. You can either photograph it or scan it. We do use kind of an old school, new school technique. We make copy negatives, which are kind of ancient, 4x5 copy negatives, which become also another hard copy that people can take and keep. And because the quality of them is so beautiful. We do shoot things digitally as well and scan things. The digital restoration part of it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 10 hours. It's a long, tedious process, but it's worth it. And then we'll make a print, usually on archival photographic paper, and it lasts forever. The best thing is when people come in and they're expecting to see something that is slightly restored and they walk in and they're just kind of blown away because they never really knew what it could look like, and we try to bring it back and looks like it the way it was shot in 1920. We can usually pull a lot of detail and things like that out of there that they never really, you know, I didn't know he was wearing glasses, you know, I mean, it's cool. So people are always surprised, and sometimes they get emotional, and if there's a reaction like that, then we've done our job right.
Another form of analog photography cherished by many today is instant film photography. Polaroid was a company that made a wide variety of instant cameras over the course of 60 years, each boasting unique features, but the perfect Polaroid requires a combination of models, which Don Puckett creates in his shop, Don's Photo Equipment.
I'm Donald Puckett, and I always enjoyed cameras, and I enjoy building things. They quit making Polaroids back then, so I started making my own then. The first one took me a few months, and then I got it down to where I could do it in about 3 to 4 hours. When a regular Polaroid 180 or 190 and 195 broke, that was it. They couldn't repair it because there's a lot of guts in here that they had to make parts for. And on this one, I can take the lens off and send it in and have it repaired real easy.
Don prefers the Polaroid 180 body with its black bellows. He removes the plastic rangefinder and attaches a Carl Zeiss rangefinder for enhanced focusing capabilities. He then retrofits the lens off of an older Polaroid 127, which produces the sharpest image. The final composite is a camera that yields better results than any singular Polaroid model. He even signs each one so you know who created this work of art.
And you fire this one up front here. When you cock it and fire it, cock it here, fire it there. We're going back to film. As you can tell here that we have more film now than we used to. I'd rather use film because it'll last. Digital, a few years will wear out. It drops zeros and ones. And I use a digital camera I'll take the picture of something and then I'll use my film camera to back it up. And I'll take the picture and then I know that years from now my son or my grandchildren or whoever will be able to use it, or they can scan it and print it, but the film will be there. Digital won't. Doesn't have a lifetime guarantee.